Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto, and today guys we're taking another cheeky look at Cardano and specifically why we think Cardano is about to explode. So Chris, this is something that's come up a few times, and I think as we're getting closer and closer to March, and as we even progress through March, it's going to be an absolutely amazing month for Cardano. Specifically, the ADA price is going to see all-time highs. I'm pretty confident on that. But there's also some fantastic things actually happening to the Cardano blockchain itself. We're going to see some fantastic things occurring, and hopefully, seeing the start of the 𝗗𝗀𝗀𝗰𝗍 era really get ushered in. So if you do find this video, guys, useful and informative, do go ahead and smash that like button. Chris really appreciates it. I really appreciate it. And I like to think that you all appreciate it too. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you're not yet subscribed, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with all the various videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And of course, Chris, it would not be a Cardano video if we do not mention about the Cardano staking pool.
Yeah, so don't forget, guys, you can delegate your ADA to, or ADA, as I keep being told to articulate it, to our cheeky pool with the ticker CHEEK to get some juicy rewards. You can do this from the standard wallets. What are they, Nick? Because I always say them incorrectly.
Yeah, so we have the 𝗗𝗀𝗧𝗏 wallet. You can even do it from the Atomic wallet as well as the Daedalus as well. So loads of different ways to go about doing it, and it's fantastic that you're able to delegate in a multitude of different ways. And of course, Chris, as you often say, if you're not delegating, then ultimately you're missing out on those fantastic rewards. So do check it out. Even if it isn't just towards our pool, but any Cardano pool, do help the effort, and you'll earn some rewards as well. So do recommend checking it out. Right, Chris, let's just talk a little bit about Cardano. Right, obviously as the foundation piece around what it is. It's obviously Cardano is a blockchain. Use cryptocurrency. Its native token is ADA, or ADA, as some people refer to it as. And ultimately, it's a smart contract platform that's been rebuilt from the ground up. It's led by a company called IOG, okay, and that's In and Out Global. They were formerly known as In and Out Hong Kong, or IOHK. And they are led by a fantastic CEO called Charles Hoskinson. He also runs a YouTube channel, so do recommend checking out some of his streams that he does. Very informative. And ultimately, he is the co-founder of Ethereum blockchain as well. And I'm sure you've probably heard of that. Now, Ethereum obviously has some issues, and you may be aware of what they are. Charles Hoskinson's taken a step back and really analyzed everything. And ultimately, with scientific approach and peer-reviewed research, has built up the Cardano ecosystem from the ground up, with all of that scientific research and peer-reviewed data. And what that's led to is a fantastic blockchain that really is going to blow everyone out of the water. And so it becomes a bit of a Ethereum killer, as usually they are dubbed. But no doubt, in my mind, this actually has a pretty good chance at being successful, for two main reasons. One, it's been built from the ground up with that fantastic research. And obviously, with that being done, you can kind of analyze how things might work better. With that being said, the second reason I think Cardano has a very good chance of becoming the next best thing really comes down to, Chris, the fact that Charles is the co-founder of Ethereum as well. He knows that system in and out. And he knows, ironically, the best ways to go at maybe positioning Cardano to be a real contender. And we can see that with some of the recent stuff that he's been up to, can't we, Chris?
Yeah, we can, and I think there's lots happening, isn't there? There's potential news in Africa, the upgrade which you've just mentioned, and potentially a listing on Coinbase in the future as well.
Yeah, so If we take a look at a few things in a little bit more detail, we obviously have the 𝗕𝗓 hard fork, and you might be thinking, what's 𝗕𝗓 got to do with anything? And yeah, rightfully so. But basically, there's a hard fork to the Cardano network, and it's been dubbed 𝗕𝗓, which is fantastic. It's, why not have a bit of a code name? But ultimately, the 𝗕𝗓 hard fork actually went onto the testnet a few weeks ago, and it's actually due to go on the mainnet on the 1st of March, sorry. And once it's on the mainnet, that's going to see us ushering in native assets issuance, right? So people can now create native assets on the Cardano blockchain from the 1st of March, provided everything goes to plan. And obviously that means that you'll see things like the AGI, right? The 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗡 token actually being created and minted on the Cardano blockchain, which is a huge milestone as it's ushering in one of the first projects to actually leave over from Ethereum and join the Cardano ecosystem. So it's going to be something that you're going to see a lot of in the future, but it's fantastic to see something of 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗡 status actually coming over here and being the first to mint the tokens. Obviously, there are some other heavy hitters as well looking to potentially leave Ethereum and create their tokens over on the Cardano ecosystem. And to name one of them that's been spoken about, not yet confirmed, would be Celsius. And I'm sure many of you have heard of the Celsius app and everything that's going on there. A little known fact is that Celsius CEO Alex actually pays for all of the fees in ETH when you make your transactions, etc. So he's actually costing him a pretty penny right now to stay on Ethereum, and he is exploring the potential to move over to Cardano. Hopefully something will get announced in the short term, maybe in March even, once we kind of have this native asset 𝗕𝗓 hard fork on the mainnet. So something really important that's going to be happening in March that is going to be absolutely massive. So do watch out for the 𝗕𝗓 hard fork. And obviously, Chris, as you briefly mentioned earlier, was Africa, right? So Africa, obviously, there's potentially a huge government contract going on. Do you want to tell the guys about how important Africa is?
Yeah, so like there's, in my opinion, like an economic war going on for business in Africa. Africa is going to be massive in the future, a powerhouse. I don't think people really quite comprehend how big a deal in Africa is. They sat on an awful lot of resource, natural resource, and they're going to be a powerhouse, right? And I think in the past I've referred to it as sort of China before China is today, and that was taken perhaps a little bit out of context. What I mean by this is, they're not going to be, a manufacturing powerhouse necessarily, but they've got resource, and when a country's got resource, people want a piece of that pie, right? It's going to be a very powerful economical system that they've got over there in the future, that's for certain. And I think, it's not just Cardano that are looking at Africa. You've got Stellar Lumens as well, and various other cryptocurrency projects in the space. So yeah, there's definitely lots going on.
There really is, and obviously they can't share too much at the moment because obviously it is a government contract, and until things are kind of lined up, PR and all that kind of stuff, it is finalized. It's going to be really hard to give like a confirmed date to it, but apparently that everything is at that final stage, and as soon as it's all done, they're going to make the announcement. It's going to be absolutely amazing to see, and obviously this is a multi-million users. Millions upon millions, like 5 or even higher than 5 million users being onboarded onto the platform. So it's not small by any stretch of the imagination. This is real world use case for Cardano
I was going to say,
and blockchain.
I was going to say, Nick, it's the start of things to come. Africa is just one area. I think once we see adoption in Africa, there'll be other parts of the world where we start to see this adoption. My gut feeling would be Brazil and places like that as well in the future. But I'm just surmising here, right? But I think it is being underplayed a little bit, or downplayed, should I say?
Absolutely. And obviously, Chris, the other thing that you kind of loosely touched on was potential for a Coinbase listing. So something that gets toyed with quite a bit, but something that Charles said in one of his live streams was all about a big, liquidity announcement, right? Something that's going to be providing huge amounts of liquidity to the ecosystem. And there's not many places that are going to be able to provide a huge liquidity boost for Cardano. So obviously a lot of people are speculating that is Coinbase, aren't they, Chris?
They are, yeah, and we did a video on it, and some of the comments that we got off the back of the video, oh wow, I do have to say, when people leave comments like, well, you're just guessing. Yeah, we were quite clear that we were guessing, but I'd like to say that it was an educated guess, not just a finger in the air. So there are other things that we noticed, right? So there's a number of whales, random whales with no real assigned pool name and stuff like that, all with the same amount of ADA in them. It does look like an enterprise size set of pools.
It does. Right? Someone's working on something in the background to have that many pools spun up with 32 million in each pool. It definitely looks like they're gearing up to something big. So we don't know who owns those or anything like that yet, but I imagine it's all tied to this big liquidity announcement that's due this week at some point, Chris. In fact, the Mary hard fork, we should know definitively by the end of the week. We should hopefully have confirmation on the Cardano and government, Africa government contract by the end of the week. And obviously the liquidity announcement as well. So lots going on this week with Cardano that basically sets this whole thing ready to explode. And as we have a look at the price here, Chris, it's currently at $1.11. And it's rebounded incredibly well from the pullback that it had today as well. And I'll show you that briefly in a moment. But we can see it's $34.4 billion market cap. It's got trading volume of about $10 billion. And there are 31.1 billion in circulating supply. So despite that, guys, and we see this a lot, don't we? That something with such a high circulating supply is never going to become, a huge value to it. And guys, we're talking about government contracts with millions upon millions of users. Yeah, something with a few billion tokens, it really doesn't matter too much. So this thing is literally ready, set to explode. And we can see what happened today on this chart. We had this pullback and instant recovery today. So fast, it was almost non-existent. The pullback was obviously triggered by Bitcoin's slight correction of 12%, I think it was. So nothing major. And ultimately, it pulled pretty much all the projects down with it. Nonetheless, a handful of them have performed incredibly well since. Cardano and the ADA token are no exception to that. It bounced right back and is pretty much at the exact same starting position it was this morning. So this thing has still got huge potential to keep on popping. We obviously very, very close to the all-time high. That was $1.33, where $1.35 is our first price target. So I'm imagining we're going to hit that real soon as well. So yeah, I think Cardano, Chris, is literally ready and set to explode in the coming days and weeks. I think there's a lot going on, and as long as everything goes according to plan, which we are led to believe it will, then this thing is it's going to go off like a bomb. What's your final thoughts, Chris?
Yeah, final thoughts. Like you said, this is going to be an absolute monster in the future. I think we're going to see some real decent price discovery in this bull run. That's for sure.
Absolutely. So guys, if you have found this video useful, informative, do go ahead and smash that like button. Chris really appreciates it. I really appreciate it. I like to think that you appreciate it too. And if by chance you're not yet subscribed, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you'll be kept up to date with all the videos, live streams, and even the premieres that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with this said, we hope everyone has a fantastic day, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care.